going for Katie and all the other comics tonight. What a great time. Oh, I'm almost 40 and I don't like it. I'm trying to be healthier. I'm trying to be healthier so I can live longer, so I can die with more regrets. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to eat better. I'm trying to exercise more. I bought this box of granola. The back of the box has an inspiring message on it. It says, "Healthy living is making healthy choices," which I think is a pretty good message. But I also have a box of Captain Crunch Oops All Berries, and the back of that box says, "We have made a delicious mistake." Which box do you think's more emptier, huh? The granola, because I poured it out and threw it away. Get out of my face. Crunch berries, my favorite fruits. They're the only ones I eat. Healthy living is making healthy choices. That's a pretty good message, but if it completely forgets that healthy choices, you need healthy wallets, you know, like you need money to do this. You can't make healthy choices if you're poor, you know, like it's very easy to make healthy choices if you have Whole Foods money, right? I've never had Whole Foods money because the name of the store is Whole Foods, right? I've always had to shop in stores that just tell you how much you're going to save right in the name of the store. Growing up, my family got our groceries at a grocery store called Save a Lot. That was the name. It did not inspire much confidence in the groceries, right? Is the food fresh? Did you hear us? You're gonna save a lot. Is the food healthy? I'm gonna have to stop you right there. You gotta stop calling it food. Technically, according to the FDA, it is food-adjacent edible materials. We call it kind of food here. I bought all my clothes growing up at a store called Value City. It's the same thing. Hell yeah. Value City. You know, it was always a mystery what would be at Value City. They never had the same inventory, you know? You never knew what would be on the shelves of Value City. You never knew if there'd be shelves at Value City. Sometimes you walk in, they're like, "We just poured a bunch of shit on the floor. Grab whatever you want." Today we lit it on fire. See if you could save something. Sometimes at Value City, every once in a while, they would have actual name brand clothing. And then you were like, "Oh, there must have been an accident at the factory." It's Nike Oops All Swooshes, you know? That's what it was like. Value City was a mystery, but all the mysteries ended the same way, which was getting made fun of at school because your clothes were bad, you know? Something about bootleg clothes turned middle school children into detectives in an Edgar Allan Poe novel. I can tell by the stitching that was not sewn by the delicate hands of a human. This must have been made the day that Nike decided to replace their factory workers with escaped zoo gorillas. Like, how the fuck do you know that? I'm trying to be better as an adult. I still don't have a very healthy relationship with food, though. You can tell that because I just used the word relationship to describe how I eat food, right? If you have to use the word relationship to describe how you eat, it's abusive. That's... How's my relationship with food? I'll tell you this. Sometimes I'll buy a box of Oreos, and then I'll get mad at myself for buying a box of Oreos. So I'll be like, I gotta get rid of all these Oreos. But instead of throwing them away, I'll eat them all in one day. Like I can't just go buy more Oreos. You heard me. I said sometimes, not one time. This happens a lot. All right? I blame this unhealthy relationship with food on, say it with me now, you know what it is, toxic masculinity, right? Huh? Yeah, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and I don't know if anyone here remembers the 80s and 90s, but men didn't really talk about their feelings, you know? That's kind of a all the time thing, but it's when I grew up, you know, like If you asked any man before the mid-90s how he was feeling, the only answer you would get is hungry. That's all. I'm hungry. Me eat. Me want to eat. The first American adult man to say his feelings publicly was Kurt Cobain, and look what they did to him. It's also like the lamest era of toxic masculinity, right? Like men used to work themselves to death, then like they would drink themselves to death. They didn't have anything left in the 80s and 90s. It was just like, oh, you gotta eat like a man. That's all that was like. And people would joke about it. It became like a thing. Like women would talk about it. I remember growing up, I would go to church and we would have lunches after church on Sundays, and the women in the church would just make fun of their husbands for how much they loved to eat. It was like a thing, you know, like a lady would get up to pray before we ate a meal, and they'd be like, all right, we're gonna let you loose on this food soon, but first, we have to say thanks to the Lord. And don't worry, we know how much you big boys love to eat, so we're not gonna make this too long, okay? But first we need to say thanks to the biggest boy of all, upstairs. The one and only Lord. And don't worry, men, we will let you at this food first. If this was a boat accident, us women and children would get to go first. But since it's big, open troughs full of food, our big boys gotta eat. Because we know if the food's going in, the feelings can't come out. So, God, I wish my husband would talk to me for once. And then all the men in attendance would bark like dogs in approval. And I was a child being like, I guess that's how God wants me to act. I guess I gotta eat forever. I gotta eat myself sick constantly. I don't know. I'm doing okay. About 10 years ago, I did lose a lot of weight. I used to weigh almost 400 pounds, which is too many pounds. I'm all for body positivity, but that is positively too much body. I'll tell you that. Do you know what else weighs 400 pounds? A lowland gorilla. That's too much for a boy. A lowland gorilla, some bears. I would have never won a wrestling match. If you're still having trouble picturing what 400 pounds looks like, let me explain it to you in another way. Have you ever gone to a grocery store, gone to the deli, and bought just 1 pound of cheese? Just one single pound of cheese. It's like $3 for 1 pound of cheese, and you say to the deli guy, like, I would take 1 pound of cheese, please. And the deli guy starts slicing cheese, and he never stops he's slicing cheese for like an hour, and you're like, did a lot of people order cheese? This must be cheese for everybody. And then he hands you a backpack of cheese, and you're like, this is 1 pound of cheese. I guess I'm having a cheese party because I'll never be able to eat all this cheese. I was 400 times that. I was $1,200 worth of cheese a boy. That's too much cheese. When you lose a lot of weight, people want to ask you questions. It's very natural, you know, you get asked questions a lot. One of the weirdest questions people would ask me is, hey Aaron, why did you want to lose weight? Why? Which tells me that these people have never been fat in their life. Why did I want to lose weight? You have never even considered what it is like to live in someone else's shoes. Speaking of shoes, I lost a whole shoe size. Do you know how much weight you have to lose a shoe size? To get skinnier in your feet, which are mostly bones? That happens. But the only answer I could give people when they ask me why I wanted to lose weight, the only thing anyone would ever accept is me saying for my health. That's the only thing. I lost weight for my health. Am I healthier? I don't know. I haven't been to a doctor since there were Twin Towers. Have you tried going to a doctor while being fat? It's terrible. I'll never do it. Like, what? That's the only, for my health. For my health. Like, oh, why did you want to lose weight? Oh, because whenever I wanted to buy clothes, the store I had to go to had a picture of Shaquille O'Neal smiling with the owner. Why did I want to lose weight? Because one time I broke a bed not fucking, okay? That's why I wanted to lose weight. Why did I want to lose weight? One time I got called big guy by an NFL offensive lineman, okay? That's why. A much more common question was, how did you lose weight? You know, which is actually two questions, right? Because there's, how did you lose weight? And there's, how did you lose weight, right? It's very accusatory and hurtful, right? How did you lose weight, Aaron? But it's like, I get it. You saw me get kicked out of an all-you-can-eat buffet. All right, okay, I get it. I get it. But when people ask you, how did you lose weight, they usually just want a tip. They want to know how you did it so that maybe they could do it, you know? And I was always very happy to share my story, what I did, but it's also very boring, and people don't want to hear the real story, which is just eat less and move more. That's it. You do it consistently, it'll happen, you know? But nobody wants to hear it. They're like, come on. There's got to be some kind of shortcut, right? There's got to be some kind of shortcut to how you lost weight, you know? Like, I read a story once where a guy just stopped drinking soda and he lost 100 pounds, and it's like, I wish that was my problem. How much soda was that guy drinking? If I could stop drinking soda and lose 100 pounds, I would be on TV tomorrow, you know what I mean? I'd be on TV like, oh yeah, I lost 200 pounds by switching from Papa John's to Domino's. Let's go, you know? I'd be a millionaire. I wouldn't be here. I'd be holding up big pants somewhere like an idiot. Nobody wants to hear it though, you know, everybody, oh, come on, tell me the secret. How did you lose weight? And it's gotta be like, all right, okay, I'll tell you for sure. Okay, you really want to know? Healthy living is making healthy choices. Yeah, that's it. Okay, goodbye, thank you.